Ooh, hello. And this is the pretty blue kyanite. Give you something to look at here. Let's see if anybody's awake. Let's see what I look like. Whoop. Turn it around. Ah, there I am. So, as you can see, the blue kyanite made it in. And, whoa, I'm getting some very weird. Let me see if this works any better. I'm still learning how to do this. Okay, I'm wearing my dragon hat that Lucid gave me. So, get back over here. Okay, mica is in, and the blue kyanite's in, and I also have some interesting things that I posted on the MeWe chat. I posted about 3 videos that I thought were pretty interesting. I don't know if anybody got a chance to look at it yet, but I'd really like your opinion on it because hi there, Micah. Oh, I don't know if anybody else has seen it yet. You made a promise to me? You don't have to quit the rodeo, Vinny. Not for me. My first name is Diane. Hi, Denali. Hi, Vinny. If you love the rodeo, you can still be at the rodeo, Vinny. Okay? Don't quit on my behalf. Although, it can be pretty dangerous. I'm just saying. Hi. Wearing my dragon hat. Yes. Okay. I wanted to make sure to wear it at least once every now and then. Lucid was so nice as to send. I just love this thing. It's crazy like me, you know. You know, I had a guitar like that. It looked nice on the wall, though. Denali. So, I don't know who got a chance to see what I posted, but I just had some aha moments looking at this stuff because I love science. It's fun. I love physics. But I don't know everything about physics. But it's very fun to learn. Physics has is one of the more fun branches of science, let's say. You can do some pretty cool stuff with it. Let's put it that way with physics. So, oh, Vinny will be lurking. Okay, Vinny, you can lurk. Oh, really? Wow, I hate when that happens because it really makes me. You know what, though? It doesn't happen as much as it used to. My own songs play continuously in my head. Songs that want me to write them. I have my own freaking radio station. It drives me nuts sometimes. And a song will come in, it'll want to be written, but it won't be entirely complete and it won't be entirely clear. And I have to wait until it gets clear enough for me to write the whole thing. But that sucker will play over and over and over. Oh, physics again, huh? Yeah. Quantum physics. Yeah. Um, Strange about that, isn't it? Quantum, when I was in college, and this shows my age, but then again, I'm very open about my age. When I was in college, being kind of a geek and not hiding it that well sometimes. Um, I mean, sometimes I hit it better than others, but uh, I had read about quantum physics. And of course, this is nothing that anybody wants to talk about at a party, generally. I mean, you go to a party in college, and you try to talk to a guy about physics, you're not going to get very far usually. I mean, quantum. I remember telling people, well, this quantum physics thing, I know it's a brand new field and everything, but I really think that it's going to replace so many concepts we have with the Euclidean science. I think it's going to answer so many questions. I think it's the up and coming thing. And everybody said, you're nuts. This quantum stuff is crap, blah, 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 blah. I said, I don't think so. I think that's where we're heading. What do we have? What have we had for a while now? Everything turned quantum, didn't it? Everything. Now, quantum this, quantum that, quantum everything. Is Terry in? I gotta adjust my glasses so I can see. Yeah, if you get the right teacher. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. Um, Sorry to hear that. Oh dear, Etry's still not doing well. We've got to do something about it. Yeah, frequency, energy, and vibration. It is. Sorry, folks. It just is that way. Uh, if you don't like it, it's tough. It answers so many questions. It's so quantum physics. Gee, I was right about that. There's so many things that I said back in college that everybody thought I was really being nuts for saying, but seriously, that's exactly what happened. It's exactly how things turned out. So, but I'm one of those aha type people that suddenly I will get a ping and it's like, wait a minute, now I think I know something that just, hits something. And it's like ping, okay, I think we got a winner. That explains something. So basically, I don't know if you saw, like I said, did anybody get a chance to look at the videos I posted? Um, Flu and URI. What's a URI? Your head is horrible. Don't talk about yourself that way, Etri. I'm sure your head is just as nice as. Oh, you mean you don't feel good? Okay. Okay, so I'm just wondering if anybody's getting the same thing I'm getting from it. I'm looking at the one about 3D and 4D. Now, we've been told that there have been creatures hiding out in 4D affecting 3D, and we can't see them. This explains why we can't see them. If it gave me a very clear picture. If you'll notice, he demonstrates how something will start as just a tiny point, and then as it gets closer, as the 4D being is manipulating the object, they can make it look smaller or wink out altogether or look larger because we're only seeing a small part of it at a time. And I'm thinking, could this explain the flying saucers that people see, the flying lights in the sky that just zip out of existence? You know, they come in, they get bigger, they get smaller, you know, they get brighter, they get dimmer, and then they just disappear, seem to disappear. And then noticing how as things come closer to us, as some 4D being is manipulating things, the closer it gets to us, the bigger it is, right? We can't see the full size of it right away. So I'm looking at it and I'm going, is this why we see the giants? I mean, is this why? I am almost positive this has something to do with the giants that have been reported and some of the creatures that have been reported that just disappear and we don't know where the heck they go. No, where is this creature living? If it's living, if it's a 4D, if it has a 4D existence, we wouldn't see it all the time. We wouldn't be able to see it if we're in 3D. But we're starting to see more and more of it. We're starting to notice mud fossil giants and other stuff that nobody really noticed before. Could this be because of these 4D beings manipulating things? Could that be evidence of that? And then if you think about it, now that we're passing through 4D, we're in it now, yeah, we would be able to see more than we could see when we were back strictly in 3D, in the other version of Earth. I'm like, that could be it. That could explain everybody's sightings. Hi, Leo. I'm talking about some stuff that just kind of hit me while I was watching other videos. One of them being quantum physics and what 4D would look like to 3D. What 3D looks like to 2D was interesting because I'd heard that before, but he made a very good demonstration of that. But I had not seen ever anybody demonstrate like that what 4D would look like to 3D. And when I saw that, it gave me this very heavy ping. I said, oh, this is important. This is important to know. Yes. Watching different beings flying around everywhere. Saw little orbs, little squiggly ones, firefly-looking ones everywhere. Yeah. Isn't that something? Isn't that something, Denali? So now we're in the place, and some of us are maybe a little bit farther ahead of others. Like maybe some of us are a little bit more in the fourth dimension than others of us. In other words, that some of us are running just a little bit ahead of everybody else. And maybe that's what's actually happening. Some of us who are a little more farther into the fourth dimension than others will be able to see more of what's really actually there. Is that what a psychic see? Is that part of what a psychic see? Is that we can somehow access a part of ourselves that's in the fourth dimension and beyond. And there are some people that still, to this day, can't see it. And maybe they never will, because maybe they just don't have the ability to travel into the fourth dimension somehow. Maybe somehow that is closed to them. Or maybe they're lagging behind somehow, which actually almost sounds right too. In their vibration, if they're lagging behind in their vibration, they wouldn't be able to see what we see. They literally, it would not exist for them. It would seem to not exist, even though it does exist and it is very real. It would not show up to them, and they could be affected by it, though. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean you're not being affected by it. And I'm there going, oh my God, now I get it. I think that's what we're dealing with. I think that's what we've been dealing with. Yeah. People who are ready to be able to accept the help. Hi, Julia. Oh, yeah, dragons are real. I think we're going to see them. Now that we're traveling through D4, we're going to start seeing stuff that was not visible to us before. And I'm really excited. It's amazing, though, that I've been saying, okay, I don't really understand. I kind of understand it, but I don't really understand. It's hard for me to wrap my head around. I can't quite visualize how it could be that something could be in the fourth dimension. But, I mean, how would that look? How would that work? Blah, blah, blah. This guy did a very, very good demonstration on how it would look. I'm so excited about it, because this opens a whole set of possibilities. This means now I know how it is we're going to be seeing it. And the jig is going to be up. I mean, attempts to manipulate us from here, from the fourth dimension, is not going to work anymore the same way. We're going to see it. It's not going to be able to hide, because a lot of these things can't get to 5. But we can. So someday we'll be in 5, which is way beyond that, you know. And basically, once we get to 5, we're pretty much out from under anybody else, you know, anything lowers control or ability to mess with. So now I see how this is working. Nobody has yet managed to explain how 5 affects 4, but you can imagine it's probably similar. 5 could probably do things that would blow 4's mind, right? And blow everybody in the fourth dimension away. Um, yeah, it's so cool. Fairies. Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, I've had dealings with these otherworldly creatures. Why? Because I vibe different, I guess. Here, let me put this back on so that I can sit up better. Okay. The other thing that really, then there was the other thing that came along. But what about the things that are still in this dimension that just have kind of a fuzzy, hazy appearance, like cryptids? There are some cryptids that do this and other things that do this, things in the sky that do this. Stealth technology, well, guess what? It turns out, now this is funny. I collect lenticular art. If you don't know what lenticular art is, you can. Wait a minute. Oh, Circle K. Oh, you are the alien. Sure. Oh yeah, I'm betting that yeah, sprites and stuff. Oh yeah. I'm sure that they do show up on security cams and people just try to discount it. Or maybe there are people who still can't even see it because they still have the 3D sight and can't even. But it also may be how my camera picks up some things that I don't. So, orbs. Yeah, orbs are another thing we're seeing more and more and more of. Now, orbs are tiny or look tiny, but are they really? They look too small to contain anybody, but very tiny people. Now, this is another thing. There are pictures of ghosts, but they're very, very tiny. And I always thought, well, that's weird. Yes, it is a picture of it's somebody, but some of these things are so small, they're like down on the ground, smaller than a, like somebody showed a picture of something that was obviously shorter than the seat of a chair. And I'm there like, but how could that be them? They're not the right size. I don't understand why there's this size difference. Well, 4:3 conversion distorts. I mean, they'd look the same, but they look much smaller if they were farther away. And the closer they got, the closer to normal size they would look, or maybe larger. You see how that works? Randonaught, yeah, Randonaught. Um, I don't have a car, or I'd probably try it. Uh, Hi, Linda. So it was very exciting to me to be able to see that demonstration, but then all of a sudden run across this guy who has made his own stealth stuff with lenticular film, sort of a lenticular lens. And for those of you who don't know what the lenticular is, it's not just one lens, it's actually a set of lenses. And if you've ever seen those Halloween, usually they use them for Halloween, they kind of have a ridged appearance, and they make things look like they're moving when they're not. I mean, you look at it one way and it's, it's like the pictures that, they look like a regular painting, and then you look at it another way and it turns into a vampire or a ghost or something. That stuff that's doing that's giving it that effect. And they used to have them on rings all the time. And it's funny because there's a Bowie video that simulates that effect. Here we go. David is ahead of his time again, trying to tell us something. But so this lenticular film lens is that sort of stuff. If you saw the videos, I know exactly what they're talking about. I collect lenticular art, although most of it's Halloween art, but I find it interesting. I mean, I just find it interesting that you can have things appearing and disappearing with this particular kind of artwork, and didn't really know what the theory was behind it. But now that I've been shown, and here comes this guy showing us that you can make a shield that totally obscures you, totally blurs you out. Now, it doesn't completely make you disappear, but it gives you this sort of fuzzy, pixelated effect that you can't tell that there's a person behind this shield. And it is kind of pixelated looking. And where do we hear this? There are cryptids that do this. How are they doing this? Could it be that they're using some version of this? And me and Deb both got the same thing. It's not that they're really disappearing, it's that they're bending light around them somehow to disappear. And they had some kind of armor doing that. The one group, definitely I saw the armor. Could it be that these creatures have some natural, we've heard that their fur is unusual, the Sasquatch fur is unusual. Could that be a part of what they use somehow? Something like this to obscure their shape, because you know how they come out we get pictures that are very fuzzy, or they just seem to blend right in. It's so exciting. We could pull practically the same damn trick with lenticular film, just with little lenticular. I mean, I knew there was something about it that was going to be important later. I had no idea that this was it, but it's an explanation as to how it can be done. And if it could be done that way, maybe a little tweaking of that, and you've got the answer to how these things disappear on us right in front of our eyes, or how they just kind of blur themselves out. I mean, because if there's something about their fur that acts like these lenticular lenses, and some people said their fur is hollow or something, it could act like lenticular lenses. And then it would just blur them out, and it would to a camera too. And that could be why we get these fuzzy images. I don't know. But it would almost seem then that they'd have to know how to manipulate their fur, because we do see them sometimes. I don't know. But that gives us a clue how some of the stealth shit works, right? Mm-hmm. And I would love to know somebody who could make me one of those. That would be fun to play with, wouldn't it? Having one of these shields. See how many people notice you along a wooded path, hanging out in the woods. If anybody ever sees you, you could probably hang out in the woods quite well without anybody knowing. And see, humans don't have that great of a sense of smell, whereas other animals would be able to smell us and say, "Ah, wait a minute, there's a human around somewhere. I smell him." We aren't that good at that, so they could trick us so easy. We could be so easy to trick. Yeah. What if it has something to do with that? It's because we don't know. But it showed me a possibility, and it's like, this is great. I now have some idea what's going on, maybe. And then there was I can't even remember what the third video about, what, but it was interesting too. Um, probably, Aaron. Yeah, they hate dogs because dogs have a good sense of smell. See, that's it. I read that too. Their hair shafts are hollow and can absorb light to match the surrounding. But can they, how do they do it at will? Can they move their hair at will in order to have this effect? But yeah, hair being round, sort of, and growing in a round shaft, yeah, that could act like a bunch of lenticular lenses. And then you could disappear. Sure, you could. It certainly could be done. And these other things had some kind of armor, and instead of completely disappearing, they looked pixelized, kind of make the surroundings look funny, kind of pixelated or something. Could be something very similar. Okay, Bommy. Yeah. So now we know, and not only do we know, but we know how to simulate it somewhat. Now we can, yeah, yeah. Now we're on the track of something. Right, right. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Now that some of us are here in the fourth dimension, like I said, we're in the version of Earth 2.1 now, right? So, as and Denali reminded me 2.1, not just 2.0. But it's weird because to think that, yeah, all of a sudden it hit me because I was also asking, why are we seeing it just now? Like there's some reason we haven't seen all this. We couldn't see it. Why? Because we were in the wrong vibration to even be able to see it. Now I get it. And now that we're looking at it, some of this is so huge that our brains couldn't process anything being that huge, you know. Right. It's weird. Right, right. Uh, yeah, I noticed that too. Is they've got to have something to blend in with. They've got to have some kind of a surface. It's almost like they've got to have some kind of backing to blend in with, to match. And how do they do this without using their eyes? It's like they have some other sensory ability to tell them what color they're sitting on because their eye isn't facing that way. Right. You can just see the outline. But that could be, once again, a function of what this guy just explained. Yes, yes, it could be. Yeah, and then there are people that are getting these weird shadows that don't seem to have any person with it. In other words, if, hi Richard, if they would turn a certain way, their shadows would show up, but not them. And their shadows would rat them out. Well, yeah, if they have a oh, there's a scammer on me. Okay, well, we'll have to ask you about that in a minute. Um, what you mean by that? Well, he goes by the name Richard. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, exactly, Etri, exactly. That could be why they sometimes look green. They're reflecting the green background. Weird, isn't it? I think we are beginning to unlock some of the mysteries of our universe. And I'm trying to remember what that third thing is that I put up, but it had something to do with things too. Yeah, UFOs do the same thing. Well, there you go, Chris. Hang on, I'm going to go check something. I'll be right back. Okay, a few technical problems. Okay. Hey, you always look them up? What do you mean look them up? So somebody else is also telling you the same thing. The same thing that you got from me for free. So there you go. So to confirm it, right. Yeah, exactly, Mary. Those are all, I get those all the time. And I got them on Facebook all the time. I got so tired of that. So, yep, I did say that it looked like you were going to meet somebody before I got too tired. That you had a chance of meeting someone. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I figured that, Chris. And I couldn't go into in depth that much the other night. Although if you would have asked me, I would have later, after we were off the air, because I got pretty tired. I was so drained out from. I got to watch that. Even though it's just reading cards, it's like after a ceremony like we had, it was too soon. I have to watch. Yeah, yeah, Denali, that's for sure. I think all of us ladies have encountered those. And no, guys, it does not work. It doesn't work, at least not for anybody with a brain. So, yeah, I got very, very tired. You know what? And I don't think it's her fault, but about the time that the different person came in was about the time I started feeling like drained, really drained out, starting to feel cold and drained. And I don't think it was her fault though. Um, I'm just saying that was about the time, and I wanted to finish because I didn't want to disappoint anybody. But towards the end, it was really hard. It was getting really hard. And I've just got to remember that I got to give myself a little bit more time after doing a ceremony like we did before I do anything like that, that's going to use the same kind of uh, energy, I guess. I'm not to the point yet, probably. I mean, not to say that I won't get there, um, but maybe I'm not quite to the point yet where I can do that. So, yeah, I know. I sit here and I go, yeah. On the one hand, I would love to have somebody to hang out with and do things with, and have some love and cuddles with. But on the other hand, I know I wouldn't want to live with somebody. I wouldn't want somebody intruding into my privacy. I really am enjoying, you know, having my life. You know, I have a nice place now and I'm actually enjoying it. Yeah, I'm busy with my spiritual journey. Yeah, me too. Uh, I'm busy with my spiritual journey. I don't have, unless you can fit in with that, you're not going to fit in my life. So, you know, um, as much as on the one hand I'd like it, I also know I would want to be like some people do that I know, especially pagan people. Um, hey, you have your place and I have my place, and then sometimes we get together in one or the other place. But when I'm at your place, it's your rules. When I'm at my place, it's my rules, and then everybody's happy. because then you don't fight over it, right? You lay those ground rules and you don't fight. So it's a happier relationship than a lot of couples out there trying to adjust to each other and somehow do this push pull thing where they're trying to get the upper hand over each other in the home. And then they're like, well, maybe it's not the best idea if you guys can't agree on things. Maybe you really need to live in two different places. Maybe that's a good thing. That would be a better thing. Not because you don't love each other, but because you don't want to kill each other. You don't want to fight. You want to have it your way. Okay, then everybody can have it their way. Maybe we'll find them when we RV. Yeah, I'm not going to chase anybody either. No, I'm not at the age where I'm chasing anybody. I'm sorry. I'm not at the stage of life where I want to have to chase anybody. However, if I do happen to meet, like I said, it really drives me crazy that I did meet somebody sometimes. Crazy. Like, I'm not a little weird already, but um I did meet somebody that seemed like he would be such fun. We'd have such fun together. It's too bad he was dying of cancer. And so, it's like that's another side of it. At my age, not everybody has got the know how, or how can I say it, or even desire to, or awareness of what to do to live through some of these things that people contract when they get older. You know, by a certain age in this society, people are having all kinds of age-related illnesses. Yeah, and guys have a tendency to die younger still. So where does that leave me? Yeah, best friends. I agree, Aaron. Best friends. I was best friends with my ex before I married him. I wasn't best friends with him after, though. And so I lost my best friend. Yeah, that's the part that hurt. I lost my best friend. So, yeah. Yeah, there's been, and I think that's another thing. I feel we are being messed with our emotions. I think we're being used and milked for I think it's a loose thing. There are some creatures, and I've read about this, there's some creatures that eat your sorrow. So what can make you more miserable than being miserable in love? That is one of the greatest miseries. Yeah, you passed away, Bomber, before you could really have a relationship. Yeah, that's happened more than once with me. Yeah, I'm beginning to feel like Rogue. Am I killing guys off because I like them? No, not really, but sometimes it feels that way. It's not the first time. And I keep thinking to myself, why? But yeah, I think I have read about this, that people have found that they're being messed with by creatures who can manipulate your feelings. And they will pair you with somebody, they will make you fall in love. It's like the Cupid's story. That little devil. He's really a little devil, isn't he? Shoot one kind of arrow at you and you fall in love with the first one you see. Shoot the other kind and you can't stand them. Well, people have found there's a particular kind of demon that likes to do that, and they call them demon. Well, we know that these are other dimensional creatures, right? Interesting. So, what if that's quite literal? That, see, because those feelings of being in love have a very physiological basis. Maybe I'll find a video on that and drop it in sometime. But it is really a physiological thing. Those feelings like I'm in love with that person. Um, it has a physiological basis. It's not uh, necessarily a spiritual thing. It depends. Yeah. Me too, Linda, is my whole family's gone. And to have so many near brushes with almost having a relationship with somebody and then having them pass, it's like, it's hard. It's hard for me to want to, ever put myself through that again. Do I really want to go through that again? And if I had gotten very close to the person, how would I have felt? I mean, no, I don't know, folks. In a way, sometimes I think I'm luckier that it ended. I put my Jedi hood up. Okay. Oh, my hair smells wonderful. Anyway, I just washed it recently. Um, yeah, to me, I sit here and think I'm kind of lucky that it ended before I got too attached. Yeah. And yeah, I wonder sometimes. Now, there seem to be some people that do get that spiritual connection, and they can meet each other, have a happy relationship, and stay with each other somehow. And they really are, soulmates or twin flames or whatever you want to call it. And they really are meant to be. But I don't think many of us really have that. Yeah. So, um, I think a lot of us feel that way. We're just not ready to put ourselves out there to have that kind of hurt, right? Ah, yes. So the third video I posted was, interestingly enough, talking about Kobe and talking about, uh, now he was saying it's a fungi that's normally occurring in your body. that the ACV works on that's supposed to decompose you once you die. But if it grows out of control, it starts to work on you before you die. It starts to hasten the process. So that's why the AC vinegar, one of the reasons, if you change your pH, you're fixing it so some things can't eat you. And then what have I said before? Boron. You can actually take a pinch of 20 multein borax in a pint of water and drink that, and that will actually that's actually very good for you. It's not really detergent at all, although people use it as a detergent additive. It's actually a mineral nutrient, and having a tiny bit of it, and I think he said something like an eighth of a teaspoon for women, smaller people, and an eighth and a fourth for bigger people. Anyway, okay, Chris, take care. Yeah. I think Chris is right. He heard some things tonight that he needed to hear too. Yeah. And I hope he is feeling better. Hi, Lewis. You just missed the whole point of everything I was saying tonight. The whole explanation. You just missed it all. But I wanted to get it all in before 10 o'clock because I know that some people I'll probably be losing them to the portal soon. So I wanted to make sure I got it all in. But yeah, it's like, okay, so I think we're on the track of something. And this also means I could extrapolate from this information that as time goes on, that's why we're going to see more and more. We're seeing more and more, and we're going to see even more of the world that we thought we knew. We're going to sit there and go, how come I never noticed it before? Well, you couldn't notice it before. You just didn't have any way of noticing that before because you were stuck in 3D vision. So yeah, it makes sense now. Yeah, Denali, exactly. Is that a coincidence? Yeah. Actually, plants are mostly alkaline, most of them, and actually naturally alkaline and will make you. And isn't it funny that plants love everything we put out, which is mostly acidic? We have a tendency to be kind of on the acidic side, and plants actually love acidic stuff. So, yeah, so it's interesting. Um, oh, and doggone, that's the other thing. I wanted to show you the Lepidolite came in, and the Lepidolite is for calming and self-love and self-acceptance and nurturing and all kinds of things that I told you before. Lepidolite. So I want to show you what it looks like. We've got two kinds, but I'm going to show you this kind. This kind can go pretty cheap because I got a good deal on it. I will read it to you. Hang on, let me turn the camera around. Be right back, folks. Whoa. I always do that. I haven't hit the wrong thing somehow. I'll learn one day. Okay, there you go. Now, see this? Oh boy, really doesn't do it justice at all. It's very sparkly. Wow, you can't see it in the camera at all. It really doesn't. It doesn't show up well in the camera. All gone. But this is the Lepidolite. And some of the pieces, it ranges from kind of a pink to kind of a lavender. And these pieces have a lot of other minerals included with them. This one kind of reminds me of a snowy day. It has a white sparkly mineral with it. So it's white and lavender and actually really pretty, but you can't really tell. Here on camera, it just looks like a piece of bird shit or something. I'm sorry. I'll have to see if I can get some better pictures of this somehow. But it is a beautiful, like a pastel pink to purple with a white substance. And I got to look up what the white substance is in with it. But it will have all of the typical properties of lepidolite. But then I'm going to show you what the AAA class lepidolite looks like. But anyway, listen to this for lepidolite. Most known for its main composition of lithium and mica, lepidolite was originally mined for the lithium. Small traces of rare alkali metals, rubium and cesium, can sometimes be found in the stone. Rubium was discovered in 1861 from further examination of lepidolite. Most lepidolite colors range from pink to purple. However, it can sometimes be found in the color yellow. So, and so this begs the question, is this white stuff lithium? But it's for calming and for nurtured feeling, that self-esteem and stuff. I read it and I read mica, and it's like, gee, this is mica's mineral here, So anyway, maybe if I turn it this way, you can see it better. So yeah, it all kind of fits together, isn't it? Funny how that happens. Gravity. Yeah. So anyway, so oh really? I used to belly dance. That's funny, Mary. I was a belly dancer for a while for a singing telegram company. So anyway, give you a gym show while I'm talking for the rest of it. So I'm amazed how, and they say the more synchronicity you have, the more that tells you that you're on the right path. Yeah. And everybody, you guys are so brilliant. I mean, as a chat room, you're amazing. Okay. you're amazing as just as people, period. But in a chat room, it's like you guys are so bright, you know. It's like I feel like it's so nice to actually be chatting with people that I don't have to go back to kindergarten to explain things with. You know a thing or two. You actually know stuff. You know, and I don't feel like I have to um, go back, way back. Let me go way back here and explain, you know, whatever. Oops, sorry. I'm having a little trouble holding the camera still. But, you know, I knew I was going to want to show you the rocks tonight, so I'm using my phone. But, well, you know what I really what it mostly, well, it depends on the type. Because there are, somebody explained to me, um, one type is a little on the speedier side and will give you energy. The other side will calm your ass down. Well, mostly whatever I could find around here glues my butt to the couch. So it's really no good for me. You know, I would never get anything done if I get a hold of that kind. Now, when I was a teenager, we had the other kind. We would go out and do all kinds of things. But these days, you know, I don't really need it. But what happens is, as I'm told, what can happen is if you want to program yourself, and this is why I think we made a mistake when we would, as kids, you know, as young people, we would do stupid shit like get high and watch something really horrifically scary. I think that was wrong, a very bad idea. Because what it does is make your mind more malleable. And so it inputs better. Whatever is being input sticks better. So that malleability can be used, and I've seen it be used for the wrong purposes. Oh dear, Richard. Yeah. Skunk. Well, see, the thing is, around here we have real skunks. So I'm used to smelling them too. Hi, Jim. So this is one of the, and I hope I have it over here. If I don't have it over here, I'm going to feel dumb. I guess I don't have it over here. Or maybe I do. So this is the one kind of lepidolite. This is the other kind of lepidolite. And they almost look like two different stones. But this lepidolite also has the clear um, windows in it. And it made me think, now this stuff's the expensive shit, okay? I got us some of the expensive kind. I got a deal on it, so I got two kinds. This is cheap stuff. It'll work like lepidolite. If you want some of this is only $5. I can ship it out $5 with the postage and everything. It's no problem. Doggone, the lighting is not as good as I wish it would be over here. But you see how this one kind of has a window in it. I think these are kind of a special kind. Let me read what this says about Lepidolite. Pink and lilac hues make it a beautiful treasure, but its healing power may be the most beautiful thing. Hailed as the stone of peace, self-love, and serenity, Lepidolite is a life source that can be used to help bring stability and joy to a hectic world. Having this calming stone nearby you, hang on, they sent me a little explanation card with it, you see. Hang on, I'll pull it out so that I can read the freaking thing. Whoa. Having this calming stone nearby will transform your space into a tranquil oasis. Place lepidolite in your bedroom to welcome a deep sleep, or simply breathe in its healing power. This is an elegant stone you'll cherish for a lifetime. A vital source of peace in times of turmoil and upheaval, helps overcome daily stressors so you can thrive in an ambience of happiness, and encourages self-love and serenity. Amazing for recovery from grief and emotional distress. Well, folks, now you can see why my intuition said we need lepidolite. Yeah. Okay. Yep. People are, like I said, my chat room is smart. I don't have to mollycoddle you about anything. You guys get it. Like right away, you get it. You just get it. You get things. I I love, that's one of the things I love about you guys. Yes, me too, Bomber. Yeah. I bet it is, Jim. Boy, I'm waiting for that to happen here. I'm waiting for that to happen here. So, anyway, a lot of us, and now I know why my intuition insisted that I did this. A lot of us have had a lot of grief. We've had tons of grief. See, this one has a beautiful window in it. It is a very deep, much deeper pink, and has a beautiful window. And my gosh, have we had enough grief in our life that we can really use something that would help that? So yeah, I think it was actually, boy, this one's really nice and dark. Yeah, lepidolite. Like I said, this particular kind here is pretty cheap, and the other I'd have to weigh out and figure out how much I have to charge because it's more expensive, but I had to have some when I saw it because that stuff, this triple grade A stuff, when I take a better picture, you'll see what I mean. But it's so beautiful, but it's also very expensive from some dealers. It's very hard to find it at a good price. And so finding it the way I did was really, really cool. The thing that I've got on the way for us, I've got one more thing on the way. I'll tell you about that later. Yeah. I'm still waiting on that to happen in Ohio. There is actually a place in Ohio where it's possible, but it hasn't come up here yet in this area. So, no. Oh, that's cute. Wow, that would be exciting. That would be fun. Yeah, that is really cool. Well, so anyway, I get the stones of self-love. I think Chris needs one. um, you accept all challenges. Okay. Ah, yes. Oh, well, yeah. You don't want to make pets out of anything you're going to burn. Yeah, you know what? I think I would put certain crystals around them too, and I'm planning all that when it finally is legal here. I'm planning all that. Let's just say that. Hmm. Boy, and then people will be amazed. It'll be like when I made my tea, because I wasn't using anything, I wasn't even using anything hallucinogenic, but when people drank my tea that I made every spring from my garden, my magical garden, it was, they wondered what was hallucinogenic in there. Well, it's the energy you put in it. I bet, Jim. Right. Yeah, you don't get the THC effect when you eat it. And you don't get it from the tea either. The interesting thing is somebody planted some down in the Cuyahoga Valley where the out by where in Towner's Woods where the Indian mound was. And that was very highly prized when it got harvested. I happen to have heard about all about that. It disappeared very, very quickly as soon as people found it. People found it growing in the Cuyahoga Valley near the Indian mound, and it just, I guess it was off the charts. So, yeah, definitely there are ways to handle that. And then hopefully I will be well enough that I won't have to worry about any of it. And I can just do what I want with it, anything. Cool. Gemini, we need that. We need that. But you know what? I really got to work harder on that as a intention. That's right. She needed to know she was loved. Well, there's a part of Ohio where you can have 4, but it's a very small area in Ohio. I can't even remember the name of the place because the mayor of the town, I guess, is an old hippie. Anyway, is Titan in? Hi, Titan. Titan, you missed it. Something I wanted you to hear terribly. The giant thing, Titan. Um, take a look at the YouTube videos I posted in MeWe. Hey, Titan. And I was just relating them to our cryptids, some of our cryptid sightings. I found, I found one right after the other. One explained why things appear to get larger and smaller, and why we're now just seeing this stuff is because you have to play this back, Titan, honestly. I mean, I was hoping that you would come in, but we already discussed it. Yeah, yeah. And watch those videos and it will explain. Because Titan, I think we've cracked part of this case as to what the heck is going on and why the heck we're just now beginning to see certain things. See, and I knew that there was something. It's weird that I was collecting this lenticular art for years, you know, just fascinated by it. It's like, no, this makes sense now. And Titan, you still got to come in and tell us all about Tartaria one day. I'm looking forward to it. I know I keep bugging you about it. You don't have to on any schedule or anything, but just let me know when you're ready. Oh, and by the way, I've got us some lovely lepidolite here too, and the blue, the blue kyanite is in. So, ooh, to cook with. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Now we're officially gone into a subject of processing weed in those areas where it's legal. So, we've kind of moved on to a different subject. However, I think you will find it really interesting, Titan, because it explains so many things. I think we're on the way to understanding what's happening to us, what's been happening to us all these years. So, and how we can have the wool pulled over our eyes so easily. Um, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I always try to follow what the chat's doing anyway. I mean, this is just as much your show as it is mine. That way, right? Chat has a tendency to turn on its own dime, basically. In this case, I think it's turning on its own dime bag, but yeah. I think the rest of the show is probably just going to be about this. Not parsley. So, a shaker. Not parsley. Oh dear. So that's what you wrote on it, not parsley. From here on, I think I shall refer to it as not parsley. Ah, oh, wheat has now officially become the not parsley. That's the new slang for wheat, not parsley. It's funny. You guys are funny. Looks ain't everything though. Just looking at how dusty my exhaust vents are under my stove. How do you clean them? I don't know. Ah, oh. You put yours in the dillweed bottle and just crossed off the dill part. Very smart. Very smart. Yes, the non-dillweed. Oh boy. You know, and the most healing plants are always weeds, aren't they? They always are. Magic dill. Hmm. I like that. The magic dill. Sounds a lot better than devilweed, doesn't it? Devil's lettuce. Decarb. Decarb. See, I am not conversant with what is. I've not had an opportunity to do that yet. But magic dill. Yeah. Here, would you like a little magic dill on that? What's the big deal? Oh my goodness. Now we got to start teasing real dill and she won't know. Well, did she enjoy it? Hopefully she enjoyed it. Let's hope she enjoyed herself. Wow, this one's pretty. Has a window in it. You know, is it just me, or is it fun? Is it funny of me to think that these ones with the window in it have something to do with actually a window into something? I mean, it makes me think of, crystals that have window, like when quartz crystals have windows. And the heck is that? That is so much darker than that. Wow. Maybe you were seeing a UFO. And let me guess, now she won't stay away. Can I have some more of that magic dill? Yeah, you know what? I wonder if I ever could have got my mom to try it, would she have actually calmed her ass down and been okay? Because I mean, she was Miss Worry Ward of the world. I mean, I've often thought it might have helped her, but of course, she was too conventional for any of that. Or, as my friend said, she was kind of a stick in the mud. My mother was. Or, no, she didn't call her stick in the mud. She called her a fuddy duddy. That's true, too. A neighborhood full of magic dill. I'm going to turn the camera around. Got to face it front-wise. Now you have to look at me. Sorry about your luck. Do 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 do. Yeah. Well, I'm just about to cut it and go to Portal myself. So I was gonna say, I was just planning on doing this long enough, just I figured I'm going to lose some people to Portal. So if that happens, that's okay. And I could close it down and we can all just go off to Portal and then maybe on to SOR. We're in the pot portal. uh, and the great part is you're not even talking about illegal activities where you are. So I can't get shut down for it. Yeah. Because it's legal where you are. Okay. Now, so that you can see me, I will put my grow light on, which hasn't had as much use as I wish. When certain things happen, I had kind of anticipated that we would probably end up with the same kind of rules, but we didn't. Ohio is lagging behind. So, there we go. That's better. Now the shadow of the camera is in the way. Okay, let me see if I can turn it in some respect to get a picture without a shadow. The shadow. The shadow knows. Nope, we're getting the shadow no matter what. How come? Oh, there. Now we've got it. Okay. Now we figured it out. Well, yeah, Ohio lags behind. Good night, sweetheart. Thanks for coming, Linda. Yeah, unfortunately, maybe people would be able to handle all of the shit that goes on in Ohio if they'd only change that. Uh, I bet she is. Any idea when? I haven't heard it yet, but I would bet she's getting a lot of pressure. I'm kind of feeling that. Are you going, Etri? But yeah, I can imagine there is a lot of pressure for that because I know that we're all tired of it. We are all so tired of the bullshit. Uh, so many of us know that it's bullshit. So, of course, here in Kent, you can't trust anybody whether they smoke it or not. Cool. Okay, cool. That'd be nice. Yeah, because then we'll be out of flu season, which has become COVID season. Yep, that's what I hear. Now there's going to be people walking around going, not wearing a mask. Ugh. Oh, brother. Oh, around here in Kent? Don't bet on it. Around here in Kent, you can't trust anybody whether they smoke or not. Sorry. Ohio is different, folks. Well, you can trust a few people, but honestly, remember, I live in Kent, hippie town. Shit getting stolen right and left all the time. So, yeah, I like actually seeing people and being able to smile at them. But now we will have people who will complain about not wearing masks because they were actually having so much fun being Karens about it all, right? I know. You agree, don't you, Jim? You can't trust. Yeah, isn't it weird? You can't trust hardly anybody in Ohio. Weird, man. Yeah, now you're thinking Michigan too. Well, Flint is particularly bad. I have people who have told me you think Ohio's something, Flint is way worse. You really can't trust anybody, and that means, see, at least here in Kent, it's not too violent. There's not much of the violent kind of stuff. In Flint, there is. In Michigan, there is. Yeah, what is a better state, though, these days? Is there a better state? I hope so. Or does the state ever wake up and become a better state? Maybe it's a better state of mind. Maybe we can intend and suddenly Ohio would be a better state, but I don't know about that. Yeah, I got my grow light all ready. Everybody's wanting to move to somewhere better, but we don't know where better is. Well, I don't know. Maybe Oregon. I'm thinking maybe Oregon, but I wouldn't want to be too close to any really large city. I'm telling you, it's the cities are going to get more and more dangerous, I think, because that's where they're going to hit when they try to hit. You know, rural places they're not going to bother too much with. Not enough people, but yeah, you want to screw life up. You know, a lot of people up, go to a city and do something. That's where you make the most impact. So, Singapore. Hmm. That would be quite a transition, but there are still some really beautiful places on the face of the earth. There really are. And the funny thing is, here I am in Ohio. I'm not being drawn to anywhere else yet. I feel that's coming up. I feel that it's coming up that eventually, yeah, eventually I'm going to be elsewhere again. But meanwhile, I'm okay here for now. This is safe for now. There is going to be better, even better place for me. I know I love beet greens. I haven't had turnip greens in a while. I can't remember what they taste like. But I sure love beet greens. And I don't want a tiny house. I want a big place because I want to have enough room to do my art. Tiny houses, well, I was interested in the subject of tiny houses for a long time, and they're still interesting. It still interests me, but it would only ever be temporary for me. Just to, to save up money to actually get a really big dwelling, because it would never work for me. Yeah, I need an art studio. Titan's gone. Yeah? Yeah, well, Titan had to work or something, didn't he? Or something, or maybe he's over at Portal. A lot of people probably took off for Portal. Yeah, and a workshop with a party area. Yeah, definitely. And don't forget the recording studio. Yeah. So really, mm, most of this is just stuff we can talk about in other chats. I'm thinking of closing the stream down and not making it too overly long. I'm going to have to start editing some of these and probably making private some of the ones that could potentially get us in trouble. However, I think we're going to be okay since we're entertainment, you know. I hope they realize we're just entertainment. We're just talking about this massively multiplayer, total immersion VR learning game called Life on Earth. Code Earth, code shaped Earth. That's my particular belief. Anyway, yeah, I think I am gonna close down the stream and we can just take the discussion on into all the other streams we go to. Okay. Yeah, quantum physics. I want a man I can talk quantum physics with. I had this thing for when he was young, he was so cute. Nassim Haramein. He's still kind of cute. He's brainy as heck. He's real cute still. Uh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna make this a short stream. I love you guys. Let's go play at other people's streams now, because I want to get something to eat. It's time for me to finally eat. Um, I haven't eaten since like 8 o'clock in the morning. It's been way over 12 hours, so I'm hungry. Okay, I love you guys, and truth is where you find it. Hope you're finding some of it here. I do try every day that I can to bring you something helpful for you, something interesting, helpful, or whatever. I try to, if nothing else, be interesting. Yeah. So good night, and we'll play at other people's streams now. Love you very much. See you next time.